we think about Circle, what an exciting IPO. Stablecoin company Circle went public this June, and we want to discuss the company's first earnings report since its IPO. So it is our pleasure to bring in Jeremy Fox-Geen, CFO of Circle. Thank you so much for being with us, and congratulations. I mean, an exciting quarter too here. Tell me a little bit about the latest quarter and how it feels to give your first earnings report now that you're a public company.
Nicole, thank you. It's really great to be here with your audience today, coming on the back of our IPO and our first earnings as a public company. We've been building the new internet financial system for 12 years now, and we've taken the company public. We announced a strong quarter. USDC in circulation was up 90% for the quarter. Revenues were up year on year 53%. Adjusted EBITDA was up 52%. We continue to expand and deepen our network. We continue to build exciting new product capabilities. We are announcing partnership after partnership with world-leading institutions. But at the same time, we're just getting going. We're in a good place.
Yeah, I saw this circulation, 61.3 billion, up 90% year over year. You talked about on-chain transaction volume of 5.9 trillion, up almost 5.5 times year over year. Do you think, and revenue and reserve income, which was 658 million, up 53% year over year. Obviously, these numbers are huge and impressive. Do you think that you can keep up this kind of momentum? Do you need to do that?
But as I said, we're only just getting going. We are, and it's not just Circle, it is the world is right at the beginning of the emergence of internet architecture for the financial services sector. We call it the internet financial system. Right now, stablecoin circulation only represents about 1% of the global money supply. And so you can see there is an incredibly long and exciting runway ahead of us.
How many folks, what percentage of Americans say trusted digital coins and such, this is the way we're going to be doing this? How many folks do you think really feel that they want to be a part of this going forward? I'm sure it gains momentum day after day. Every day that it's out, it gains momentum. How many folks are using trusted digital dollars now versus in a year or two?
That's a great question. When you think about where stablecoins came from and where they're going, right? The bootstrap use case for stablecoins was within the digital asset trading markets, and that's their largest use case today. But what we're seeing with increasing and accelerating momentum is that the world has woken up to the value and the promise of these new technologies. They make money transfer quicker and cheaper. In essence, you should be able to send your money to anyone, anywhere in the world, nearly instantly, nearly for free, the same way you send a photograph. You can't do that today, whether you're a consumer or a business or a capital markets institution. And these new technologies allow that. So we're seeing for use case after use case after use case, leading institutions starting to realize and build upon these technologies to bring the benefits to their customers. It's very early days today, but as we said, the target markets are large and the benefits are quite profound. And so we'll see whether it's consumer or business usage. We expect to see this just grow steadily for many, many years.
And the Circle IPO here in June was so exciting. This was a $31 IPO. It priced above the range, had incredible demand, opened at $69, folks. It was up 168%, 168% on day one. Really shows you the demand, the investor engagement, and institutional activity as well. Are you finding that the institutions are on board for a wider adoption of stablecoins going forward? They want to get in there?
We've been talking to investors for years, telling them the story of this new internet financial system, the benefits it can bring, not just to businesses, but to consumers and frankly, to the societies and the world at large, given the greater efficiencies of these new technologies and the scale at which companies can grow as internet architecture collides with the financial system. We're very pleased that investors are really starting to understand this, as are the leaders of the many companies that we're now starting to partner with.
And the company announced a public offering of 10 million shares at $130 a share. Tell me about that offering.
So it's common in IPO transactions to have a follow-on offering after the first earnings, just to bring more supply into the market. And we executed that after our earnings announcement, and we're very happy with the execution.
When we think about the IPO landscape, I mean, we had Circle, which was incredible, Figma, bullish. We've been very busy here at the New York Stock Exchange. And, you know, bankers usually take the companies, as it says in this article I'm reading, usually take the companies that are the best looking, the ones that really they can sell easily. Is that where you think this company is? I mean, do you think that Circle is an easy sell? Because it was the largest crypto IPO since Coinbase back in 2021. Does it tell us something about the demand for crypto?
Well, we were happy to be the first large IPO of the spate of IPOs that you mentioned. We're just focused on building our infrastructure to be internet scale, enterprise grade, with the widest range of partners, because we see this incredible promise ahead of us. And we think that makes Circle a compelling company for investors to take a look at.
So since stablecoins are tied to the US dollar, they're pegged to the US dollar, how do you feel about the US dollar having pulled back in the last 6 months? And are you concerned it pulls back more?
Well, we're not particularly focused on the fluctuations of the dollar versus other currencies. USDC, our dollar stablecoin, is a core product of Circle. We also operate the leading euro stablecoin, EURC. So our focus is on the internet financial system and the benefits that it brings. That also, however, benefits the dollar, because the dollar is the de facto currency of the internet. And so as we see America leading in this dollar space within the internet, we think that's good for the country, it's good for the people here, and it's good for Circle as well.
And the Genius Act, which was recently passed, that sets up the regulatory structure for stable coins. How did you feel about that? And do you think I'm going to be using stable coins soon? Because I'm not into this stuff. I mean, at what point does it sort of sock us in the face that all of us get on board type of thing? You know, nobody wanted an iPhone, they love their Blackberries, and then everybody has an iPhone. So maybe, you know, everybody's going to have stable coins. Tell me about the Genius Act, and tell me when you think we're all going to be using stable coins.
So we're pleased with the Genius Act. We've been calling for responsible regulation for these new digital asset technologies, these new crypto technologies. Since the company's founding, our CEO and co-founder Jeremy Allaire spoke to Congress, I think at the first ever digital asset hearing in 2013. So we have been focused on working with regulators and advocating for sensible regulation consistently and for a very long time. We're very pleased with the Genius Act. It largely codifies into law the way Circle does business. And so we think this can be a real catalytic moment for mainstream financial services companies to not just understand the benefits of these new technologies, but to build upon them and bring the benefits to their customers. As it comes to when people in the US will be using stablecoins, we see sort of strong growth in major use cases across remittance and payments and capital markets. But this is all from a very early base today.
Great to see you, Jeremy. And when you're here at the New York Stock Exchange sometimes, come by and say hello. Would love to have you on again. I enjoyed our conversation very much, and congratulations to the Circle team. A great IPO. Jeremy Fox-Geen, CFO for Circle. Thank you.